Hey guys, Gathering Magic back again, and it's time for the Splinterlands Card Market Watch for July 6, 2025. This is episode number 39, so we're going to go over all things in Splinterlands, token prices, pack prices, card prices, all that good stuff. You guys know the drill. So let's get started like we always do with the tokens. So SPS currently, you can see here, is at 0.0072 cents, so we're down a little bit from 2 weeks ago. Been kind of on a downward slide since early May. Now that the hype of Conclave Arcana has worn off, I think SPS will probably continue to drop a little bit lower. We might even drop a little bit below 7/10 of a cent. I'm thinking once we get closer to like half a cent, it's going to rebound. Players will come in, some of the whales will come in, scoop up the SPS and drive it a little bit higher. But I think we're going to pretty much settle in that 6/10 to maybe 8/10 of a cent range for quite a while until the supply starts to get eaten up a little bit more and we get some more SPS uses in game. I would love to see some sort of required SPS burn just so that everyone can't just sit and hold and then, just sell off the token. So once we get some more utility for SPS, I think that is about the only time the price is going to go up significantly, but there's no telling how soon that will be. So for now, just enjoy the cheap SPS, and like anything else, if you believe in the game like I do, then it's time to just start stacking SPS whenever you can. Vouchers, so vouchers continue to hold above 2 cents, 2.1 cents currently. Personally, I have been trying to get as many vouchers as I can, just because of the utility that you need it for land. You need vouchers to craft those fortune tickets and marks. So I'm looking to acquire as much vouchers as I can. With my SPS staking, I'm only getting a little over 1 voucher a day, so I'm trying to convert some other tokens into vouchers. DEC, so DEC, you can see we are just a little bit under 90 cents per thousand at 0.897. This fluctuates by the hour, so we've been pretty consistently holding above 90 cents, and I think we're going to be, pretty much in that range between 90 and 95 cents for quite a while. So good to see that DEC is holding pretty close to peg. Vouchers, so the voucher supply over the last 2 weeks went up just a little over 130,000, which is not bad at all. So we were only gaining a little under 10,000 a day. You guys know we print 40,000 a day, so a lot of vouchers are being used for the new Epic card, so that is good to see. So we'll see how the voucher supply continues to do over the coming weeks and months of the voucher card being up for sale. SPS burning. So SPS, we burnt under 500,000 SPS over the last 2 weeks, 469,000, about 33,000 a day. You can see it's slowed down considerably since May, so it's going to take a while to get through that supply. All right, moving on to packs. So now we start with alpha. And you can see since the end of May, we've been stuck at $70 a pack, and barely any alpha packs have been opened. Beta, so beta has rebounded a little bit over 2 weeks ago. We had that drop up almost $20 at the end of May, came back down to 12 in early June. End of June dipped to 7.5. I thought that was way too cheap, and now we're settling right around $10. So it seems like beta packs settle pretty much in that $10 to $12 range. There was an extra 372 that are now available for sale. Must have been moved off chain or something back on chain. So there's just over 20,000 packs that are available. Untamed is sitting still at $7.60 a pack. 6 packs were opened over the last couple weeks. Dice and Orb are 2 sets that there's really hardly ever any movement on. You can see Dice is still sitting at $7.80 a pack, and Orb sitting at just under 7. Chaos Legion continues to float between 45 cents and the low 50s. Currently in game, I believe the packs are like 46.5 cents, so we just rounded to 47. Pack opening has really died down in the last 2 months. We were opening over 10,000 to 20,000 packs every 2 weeks, and now we're consistently opening between 5,000 and 6,000 every 2 weeks. So Chaos Legion has really slowed down. I think the fact that survival mode is kind of been on hold for a while is probably a big part of that, but we still have over 1.7 million Chaos Legion packs floating around out there. Okay, Rift Watchers. Rift Watchers is an interesting set. The pack price is held for quite a while, around $1.80 to $1.90, but then in the last month and a half, you can see they've trended down $1.54, $1.40, now $1.33. Now I'm wondering how low is Rift Watchers going to be before somebody swoops in and just buys, a ton of packs off the secondary market. If Rift Watchers gets down to $1.25, or let's say down to $1, are people going to come in and scoop those cards off the market? Everyone has been buying, Chaos Legion, simply for either land workers or for survival mode. Will the same hold true with Rift Watchers? If we start seeing Rift Watchers, maybe if it even goes as low as, like, let's say 75 cents, you're probably going to get some people that come in and just scoop these cards off the market for land, and then also as some more cards that you can use in survival mode, just to give your deck a little bit of versatility rather than just playing all Chaos Legion cards. So it's going to be interesting to see over the next 2 months if Rift Watchers, the pack price continues to drift lower, or if we finally get to a certain point where the price starts turning around, where people say, hey, that's just a little bit too low for the cards that are in there. Okay, Rebellion. Rebellion, you can see, is holding right around 440, circulating just over 33,500. 1,100 packs open in the last 2 weeks, and at the current rate of opening, we still have enough Rebellion to last a little bit over a year. Okay, let's move to the card sets. So starting with Alpha. Alpha Commons are ranging between 40 cents and $6. Rares between $1.28 and $24.75. Epics from $4.54 up to $49.50. And then your legendary alphas from $28 to $3.45. The gold foil commons, there's still a few that are under 15 bucks, so the lowest is at $12.03 up to $220. Your gold foil rares range from $44 to $1,500, same as 2 weeks ago. Your gold epics, $215 to $1,340, and your gold alpha legendaries from $27.50 up to $30,000. And your promo cards, your common promo sitting at $253. The rare promo is down to $490. The epic at $39.99, and then there is no legendary promo available for sale currently. The gold foil promos, the common is $17, the rare $500, the epic $2,200, and no gold foil legendary promo currently on the marketplace. Okay, moving to beta. So one thing I noticed with beta is the cheapest beta common card is now 8 cents. So that's moved up, as you can see, from 5-6 cents where it's been for the last couple of months. So very slowly, some beta commons are starting to rise up to $1.98. The rares, 27 cents to $4.75. Beta epics, 81 cents to $14.07. And your beta legendary cards, $4.82 up to, look at this, $165. And we'll get into that card in part 2. Your gold foil betas, $2 to over 22 for a common, $9 to $321 for a rare, $39 to $650 for an epic, and your beta gold foil legendaries range from $373.50 up to $5,500. And the promo cards, common card, which is the Dragon Summoner, is going for 45 cents. The rare is 85 cents. Your epic is at 10.75. This is multiple BCX. Same with Red Dragon, he's up to $98. And then finally, there's a divergence in price between Prince Julian and Archmage Arius. You can see they're pretty much always the same price or pretty close. This week, Prince Julian is $9.75, but look at Archmage is up to just under $5,000 asking price. And then your gold foil promos, the common card is $7.50, no rare for sale. Epic sitting at $2.70. Gold foil Red Dragon at $500, and then no gold foil Archmage Arius or Prince Julian. Moving on to Untamed. So Untamed, your commons, 1 cent to 41. Your rares, 5 cents up to $16.50. Epics, 21 cents to $1.17. And Legendary Untamed, $1.32 up to $80. The gold foils, 60 cents to $11.99. Your rares 250 to 750. Gold foil epics 1309 to 99. And then gold foil legendaries 89 up to just under $2,000. Some key cards from the set. So Kitty went from $45 2 weeks ago up to $49.50. Llama's up to $30. Jotun, and I believe this is for a single BCX, is $80. And then Kron is sitting at $577. The gold foils, the Kitty gold foil is $725. Llama just under $2,000. Jotun at $700. And then Kron at $1,888.88. Your promo cards, the Halfling Alchemist is still just under $1 at 97 cents. Chain Golem is at $14.45, and then Mighty Dricken is up to $888. The gold foil version, the Alchemist came down to $180, but the gold foil Chain Golem went from $125 up to an asking price of $450. And currently there's no gold foil Mighty Dricken. Okay, moving on to dice. Commons for dice range from 1 to 9 cents. The rares 15 cents to 92. Epics 21 cents to 97. And then legendary cards from $2 to $11.13. Gold foil versions, commons 62 cents to $1.20. Rares 273 to $11.35. Epics $15.95 to $19.50. And then finally your gold foil legendaries from dice, $249.99 up to $349. All right, moving to orb. So orb commons 9 cents to 41. The rares 28 to 31 cents. Epics, the two epics 98 cents and $1.01. And your legendaries $4.90 to $12.50. The gold foils $2.09 to $4.65 for the commons. Your rares $10 to $11.99. Once again, the only gold foil epic of the two is the Wizard, for sale for $49. And your gold foil legendaries, the Warlord is sitting at $374. Lord of Fire down to $300, and then gold foil Corrupted Pegasus at $749. All right, moving on to Chaos Legion. So the commons, the high end, if you want to call it high end for the commons, came down from 11 cents to 4. So 1 to 4 cents for your commons. Your rares, 2 cents to 20. The epics, 10 cents to 24. And then the gold, or the regular foil legendary cards, 54 cents is the low, up to $349. Your gold foil commons, 15 cents to $1. Gold foil rares, 79 cents to $4.99. Gold epics, $4.31 to $9. And then your gold foil legendaries, still holding $25 for the low end, up to $128. Your soulbound cards, 7 to 25 cents for the commons, 27 to 80 cents for the rares, $1.20 to $14.83 for the epics, and then $5.75 to $10 for the legendaries. Looking at your gold foil versions, commons $1.48 to $9.99, the rares $7.11 to $69.95, your gold epics $34.95 to $287.10, and then finally your gold foil legendaries $79.90 up to $249.95. All right, moving on to the promos from Chaos Legion. So the Bear is sitting at 8 cents. Vruz is up to 6 cents. Osher $3.07. Dr. Blight's under 5 at $4.53. Zerial continues to drift lower down to $7.35. The two summoners, Waka is sitting at $65. You can see this is the lowest in maybe ever, quite a while, going back at least to May. It's been drifting lower and lower. And then Lux Vega is sitting at just under $165. Your gold foil versions, the Bear's at $1.62, Vruz $1.23. Gold foil Assure makes its return to the marketplace at $89.10. Gold foil Dr. Blight $39.90. Gold foil Zerial $96. Gold foil Waka, look at this, just under $1,000 at $9.99. And then gold foil Lux Vega at $2,195. Okay, moving to Rift Watchers. So Rift Watcher Commons, 1 to 9 cents, Rares 3 to 60 cents, Epics 21 cents to 40 cents, and one of the Epics is not even available for sale. We'll get that to part 2 as well. Legendaries, $1.47 to 17.02. Gold foil versions, 21 cents to 4.08 for a common, 85 cents to 7.13 for a rare, 5.18 to 8.25 for the epics, which are the summoners in the set, and then gold foil legendaries, 28.99 to 184.81. Okay, moving to Rebellion. So Rebellion cards, as you can see, continue to hold their value. Commons 4 cents up to 85 cents. The rares 10 cents to $1.56. Epics 50 cents to $2.29. And legendaries starting at $2.38 up to $68. Gold foil commons start at 89 cents up to $12.42. The rares $1.40 to $62.34. Epics $6.43 to $31.67. And then your gold legendaries from Rebellion, $39.46 up to $2.99. Looking at your soulbound cards, 10 cents for the commons, 42 to 49 cents for the rares, 225 to 259 for the epics, and then 1038 up to $15 for the legendary cards. Gold foil soulbounds start at $1.99 up to $4.05. Rares $11.50 to $33. Gold foil epics $54 to $90. And once again, no gold foil legendaries. And as far as I know, some people have asked me about how long the print run will continue. Last I heard, and this is not guaranteed, but the team is talking about maybe having this set of soulbound cards available for another 2 to 3 months before they release the next set for Conclave Arcana. So that's one of the reasons I'm playing some of my accounts a little bit more and focusing on draws, is trying to get some of those commons and rares where I need them, or try to get them as close to maxed out as possible, now that I know that there is kind of a soon end date coming, if that ends up being in the next 2 to 3 months. Okay, some key legendary cards from Rebellion. So Kai is sitting at 469. Kane is down to 1583, as is Rage. Darg's sitting at 11.99. Venka is back up to $29. Lorcus is at $47.47. Cryptic is down to $24.40. Tofu is sitting at $68. EMP at $24.50. Nidhogger at $19, and then Risk Eldrath at $17.99. Your gold foil versions, gold foil Kai is sitting at $39.60. Gold foil Kane $146.41. Gold foil Rage at $299. Gold foil Darg sitting at $90. Venka gold foil $212.84. Lorcus $293.77. Gold foil Cryptic $167.60. Gold foil Tofu at $275. Gold foil EMP at $189.67. Gold foil Nidhogger at $120, and then finally gold foil Risk Eldrath at $249.99. Okay, now let's look at the promo cards. So Grimbarden Smith is down to $3.33 a copy. Gold foil still holding at $24. Mantaroth rebounded up to $42 this week. Gold foil is down to just under $150. The Enforcer is sitting at $1.01. Gold foil at $6.99. Baron Fiat is at $6.42 with the gold foil at $57.13. Mana Warden had a kind of a big price spike this week, as you can see, going from 18 cents to 25, and then the gold foil going from $2.85 up to $3.80. Sanctus is sitting at $3.30 with the gold foil sitting at $33.49. Eleanor is at $73 with the gold foil at $800. Night Stalker at $2.52 with the gold foil at $15.90. Delia is at $55 with the gold foil at $7.50. Rune Anarchist, and this is for, I believe, a level 2, so this is 5 copies combined. $22.97 with the gold foil going for $29.70. Rick Loneman, $41. So this is the cheapest I've seen Rick with no gold foil on the market. Mary Put Moss Mender at $3 with the gold foil at $23.94. Nefket, $34.94, no gold foil on the market. Ulfka down to $11.38 and the gold foil at $443.99. Warborn Shaman at $285 with the gold foil at $27.54. Fizbo $32.50 with the gold foil at $222.22. Heloise the Hollow, there is some for sale on the market, $1,249.98, no gold foil. Keelan Gaines, $1.96 with the gold foil at $18.56. Okay, and finally we're going to wrap the video up by looking at Conclave Arcana. So the commons have settled in that 5 to 10 cent range. The rares, which include the Archons, 22 cents up to, look at this, $2.44 for the most expensive Archons. So the Archons continue to hold their value and slowly tick up, especially the gold foils. The Epics are sitting 83 cents to $1.46, and the Legendaries, $6 up to $15.97. So looking at the gold foils, your commons are 84 cents to $2.35, and then your rares $3.48, and look at this, $27.50 for one of the gold foil Archons. Gold foil Epics range from $10.50 to $16. And then finally your gold legendaries, $60 to $129. Okay, so now for the different foils and how many have been printed in the last 2 weeks. So the black foil commons, you can see here, range from $113 to $251.11. Currently they are on mint number 103, so this has slowed down. So when the set first came out, the first time we did the market watch, we were at 84 copies already with that initial mass pack opening by everybody. 2 weeks later, it went to 95. 2 weeks after that, 100. Now it's slowed down to 103. So you can see these have really slowed down. That's why I said in the video I did where I was kind of estimating how many there would be, I would say probably 200 or less. So it looks like we're probably going to be right around 200 in a few months when the sale ends, would be my guess. The rares range in price from $278 to just under $1,000. Once again, you can see how this has slowed down from 26 to 28 to 30, and currently we're on mint numbers 31. The Epics, $615 up to $23.88, currently on mint numbers 19 and 20. So you can see almost no Epics black foil in the last couple weeks, maybe just 1 or 2 cards. And then your legendaries, 1,500 up to 3,990. And we are still on mint right around mint number 7. So probably by the end, you're not going to see this higher than what, 14 or 15 maybe. Okay, now for the arcane cards. So this is where there are hardly any on the marketplace of any rarity. So right now, the commons that are on the market, I believe there's like 6 of them maybe out of all the commons, range from $200 to $1,200. There's a single rare available for $750, and then no epics or legendary gold arcanes on the marketplace. And then the black foil arcanes, of course, the rarest of the rare. Commons range from $480 to $750. The rares from $21.75 to $50,000. Epics $11.99 to $10,000. And the gold legendary, or the black arcane legendary card, the 1 of 1 Desolation. Not sure if Tails sold that card or just took it down. He had it listed for $20,000 a month ago, and it is not on the marketplace. And then finally, your promo cards. So the Arcane Skinwalker, 98 cents. The gold foil is sitting at $9.49. The black foil at $549. The gold arcane at $1,749, and then finally the black foil arcane sitting at $1,999. Gramel the Hunger, regular foil is at $1,610. Gold foil at $135, and then no other versions are available on the marketplace currently. Yabanus, regular foil is still sitting at $295, and the gold foil is sitting at $5,000. The voucher card, so the new Epic voucher card, came down from $3.99 2 weeks ago down to $3.59. No gold foil on the market, so not many of that card and none currently on the marketplace. And the black foil version, as you can see here, is $899. And then finally, let's wrap it up with Yaba's Pickle. So Yaba's Pickle is sitting at 9 cents for a regular foil, $1.68 for a gold foil, and then if you are one of the few lucky enough to get a black foil, $175 is your going price for a black foil pickle. Okay guys, that is it for part 1 of the Market Watch for July 6, 2025. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a great 4th of July holiday if you celebrate 4th of July. Very shortly I will upload part 2 where we were going to look through the card market, look through all the different versions, varieties, black foils, gold foils, all that good stuff, look at how many are printed, and what the market looks like, what the liquidity is. So stay tuned for part 2 coming up shortly. And until next time, stay the course, keep on forging, have fun, be safe, all that good stuff. Take care. Thank you for all the support. No after credits seen in this video. Take care.